Welcome to the crack of dawn. We stayed around, we stuck around. I said to Rich, do you think we should do another episode? And he's like, why not? So I'm like, okay. So we're doing the hydrangeas. Happy Easter, happy St. Patrick's Day, because that's on Friday. We are gonna air this for St. Patrick's Day. So what I'm gonna tell you is when we are doing our hydrangea painting today, all of the little petals on most hydrangeas, especially the big snowball hydrangeas, the big ones, what are they called? I have a lot of them in my yard. They're the big puffy hydrangeas. You've got the queen lace ones that are smaller, but the big puffball ones, those are shaped like shamrocks. So they're pretty much like 4 leaves, like a 4-leaf clover. And when you do it, you can do it with a brush, and you can do it 4 times. I'll show you in a second, okay? Take a brush, any size, really, and what you're gonna do is 1 leaf on a hydrangea, and I'm gonna see if I'll put the camera shooting down so you can see what I'm doing. Oh, look at perfect, Rich. So see how great these guys are? I mean, it's great. Oh, I wish I could do an owl and put my, imagine if I did the Exorcist thing and turned around like that. Oh, that would be scary. Okay, watch. Now, each leaf on the petal or whatever, each petal, it has 4 of these. Okay, it might not be a heart, but when you look at a hydrangea up close, that's what it looks like. See? So everybody thinks that they have to do that over and over and over down here, but you don't, because, well, you can. Sandy, so Sandy's the new teacher at the senior center that replaced me. Sandy Jankowski. Hey, Sandy. I think Sandy's better than me, so anybody that's like, oh, we missed on, no. Sandy's better than me. But Sandy would do that. She would, I mean, I don't want to say not cut corners, but that's Sandy. She's a total detailist. She's very realist, and that's what she does. So each petal on hers would be like that. I would say I'm more impressionist, but it's not that Sandy can't do that either. She's a phenomenal painter. So if anybody's at the Bristol Senior Center, I think you can even go to the Bristol Senior Center even if you're a member of another town or whatever, a citizen of another town. So again, I've been to different senior centers. I would say that, you know, and I've worked at many, but my favorite, and I hate to play favorites, but the Bristol Senior Center is phenomenal. It's crazy. It is hopping. And, you know, it takes a community to get it strong like that. It's sort of like when people want to vote and they want everybody to vote the same, or they want everybody to get on board with them or whatever. You got to get a good population together with you in order to get results. So, you know, the Bristol Senior Center has that, where it's very popular. People have good things to say about it. And I was there for a long time. You know, one of my best, dearest friends, Eleanor, the one that used to come on to my show quite often, she died almost at her 104th birthday, which was November 24th, 2002. But instead, she died on October 17th, which was right almost there, but 103. And she was my dear friend who I never would have met had I not worked at the senior center. But it wasn't just Eleanor, it was everybody, Lucille and Jean and all of them. I miss them so much. But they've got a gem of a teacher now. And, you know, good luck to you, Sandy. I know you're kicking butt, so you're doing a great job. But these are great little paintings that she probably would show you how to do in a heartbeat if you were at the senior center. Just say, I was watching Dawn Lombardi do these hydrangeas, and she'll say, oh, get over here, I'll show you how to do it. So, you know, she's very trustworthy and very knowledgeable at what she's doing. And most, you know, most times when you do belong to a senior center, you know, they're going to have good quality teachers. And maybe you haven't had that experience, but in Bristol, yes. So I'm putting in these little details here. I've got a purple one. Now I'm going to go back and do a couple of what Sandy would do. And maybe it's not what Sandy would do. Sorry, Sandy. But yeah, we have a good, very good group of people that go to the Bristol, and also a good group of people that are knowledgeable, where, say, the teacher or Sandy or you or me or somebody, say I didn't have time to help you. And you get annoyed, especially when you get older, you know? And they call them Karens. I don't think the Karens are all old. But anyway, yeah, when people call them like the Karens, it's like, I get it. You're waiting forever. Can I put you on hold, miss? It's like, God, I've been on hold forever. And then all of a sudden, then it goes dead. And you're like, oh, no. They try to make it look like it was an accident. But, you know, you don't even know you're so annoyed. So I get it. But, yeah, if you have to wait in art class because the teacher's doing something else, my little kids do it all the time in Hartford. And I'm like, I'm helping someone else. You're welcome to, you know, sit and watch because you're going to learn a lot. But sorry, he was first. So I'm going to kind of go on the bottom and make them a little darker, not worrying so much about the actual petal. Okay, and I still have to put a lot of leaves in here. Okay. You know, and Easter's coming too. St. Patrick's not a huge celebration for everybody, but Easter is coming, and I know a lot of people have lost some faith, you know, over the years because what we've had to deal with has been so seclusive, and, you know, not being around friends and family that you normally would be around. But everything seems to be coming back. So I'm just filling in these. One is that kind of purplish hydrangea. And the other one is going to have, you know, the green leaves, the same thing. And this one is a glass jar, so that's going to be see-through. You're going to see, like, whatever's on the wallpaper, whatever's on the wall behind is going to be the same. And then we're going to go over it with a little acrylic paint, and that's it. So much fun. I know they had the St. Patrick's Day parade. I think it was Saturday. Yeah. Saturday, St. Patrick's Day parade. I've never been to the one in Hartford. I don't know if it has a marathon involved or what they do, but I'm not sure. I know it involves like some pubs, some old-fashioned pubs. I think I saw one, I can't remember what it was called because I thought this one shut down. Remember the one, Rich, it was called like the back door, the half door or something? I can't remember, but anyway, I heard that one was closing. And I've never been there, so I don't know. But I heard that was closing, and I know that's been a big staple in the Hartford businesses, like little pubs and stuff where to go after work, you know. So, you know, St. Patrick's Day, it's good that it falls on a Friday, so a lot of businesses will make some good money. God, and I went to Brico, good God, that place was great. Now, when the background is dry, don't be afraid to go back in with, say, a leaf or a flower, but make sure it's dry, because watercolors, when they come together, if they're wet, they will bleed. Okay, just like, say, you know, a cut would bleed into, say, a piece of fabric that's over, you know, your knee or something that's bleeding. Same thing. And I'm having, so I had at Brico, I went out with Amy Wildhack, and her parents are the ones that have the train episode that we want to do so badly. So Ted and Hyde are going to have me, we're going to go out for lunch first, and then we're going to try to figure it out so that we can have an episode at their house where the train is set up, actually. And we are going to have an episode and show you all about the trains, because I know Chris Bennett is a huge train enthusiast. And, you know, sometimes, you know, you're just not ready. And they are ready, but they definitely want to do it. And I can't wait even to show you that, because it's a great, great, great project that we did. And I think it's Chris. He has a boat too, but he's also into trains. And the train enthusiasts, those are really, it's a lot of money, just like a boat, right, Chris? Just like a boat. Now I'm going to put a little bit of green in between the spaces, near where the flowers would be, because they might show through just a little. And remember, any mistakes, you can always, when they dry, you can take a piece of chalk, only when it's dry, and you can go over parts of it with chalk, because that is a dry material, medium, and material, same thing, okay? Now I'm gonna go a little bit in, and I'm gonna just put a little bit more, I'm gonna use my big brush, I'm just gonna put a little bit more of the background in, And you can go over it with your pencil if you want to. You can go over it with chalk. You can go over it with oil pastel, whatever you want. So you should never really go back in and do the background once you've done it, but I'm doing it because I want it to be a little darker. Yeah, where that is. And then I want a little bit lighter where this is. Just a little bit, okay? Oopsie. Yeah, and I know Easter's a big, you know what's funny? We were talking about how Europeans, especially Italians, well, maybe not especially, but how Easter, my sister and I were talking about it, how Easter, you know, Christmas is a big thing for Catholics, but Easter, that's even bigger. Christmas, I don't know if it compares. Maybe it does, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't grow up super, super religious. My dad did, though, he'd tell you. But for me, I always think 15 minutes, can you even believe it? I think Easter is bigger, but I don't know, because you've got the Lord, Jesus Christ, and you've got, you've got Easter and Christmas. They're the two biggest things, but I know Easter, I always noticed it is like, oh, I just love those two holidays. And there's so many holidays. And there's so many schools. People get mad. Oh, we need to celebrate this and that and the other. Well, you know what? I suppose that if you're doing one thing or another thing, then I guess you got to do them all. But I always think this would be a way around the whole school thing. I think if you celebrate, like, why should one kid have a note because he is Jewish and has this celebration off? Why do he need a note, but a Catholic person doesn't? So what I think is that whatever religion you are, and, let's do the, honesty thing, where you just trust someone's being normal about it. And then whenever you have your holiday, you just take it off. And then the teacher's not allowed to get mad at you or, put your grade down. Period. Done and over with. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm not an administrator, and I'm sure it's extremely difficult to figure these things out, because that's why they're not working out, because it's extremely difficult. I'm adding some black into my green, which is making a darker, darker green, okay? Black and green are gonna make a darker green, okay? I'm gonna put them in between here a little bit. And we were saying, rich Capistrano, I'm sure Italian, usually, I don't know. Usually people are, very religious with the Italians. Everybody is, though. I worked some guys in Boston. I think I told you about them once. Oh, I loved them. Isham. I can't remember the other guy's name. Kadish, I think his name was. And they worked below us. Rachel, my roommate at the time, was working for them. Rach, what did you do there? I don't even know. She served like Mediterranean food, and it was so fun. Anyway, they would have a holiday, can't remember which one again, and they would fast, which means they didn't eat anything. They could have water. I'm like, not anything. I don't think anything. I swear to gosh, I swear, they did not have anything but water. And for a while, and they had said, you cannot die as long as you have water for a certain amount of days. I did not know that. I'm making sure that I'm putting these pointy leaves back in because they are pointy. And if you've never had a hydrangea before, oh, they're pointy, the leaves. Now, they're not prickly like they're going to spike you or hurt you, but they're pointy, okay? And you're going to make them just so that they're pointy. And, they're nice to have. Now, a hydrangea works very well if you have a beach house. For some reason, the water gets into the sand, I guess, and they survive very well. That's why you say, why do they work at the Martha's Vineyard? Why are they at Cape Cod? They're everywhere. They're not here everywhere. Well, a lot of people do have that landscaping that can do that. And you can always go to Jen Villa from Time to Plant, Thyme. Isn't that so cute? She also bought which farm did you buy, Jen? Not Krell, maybe. She bought the farm that's in between Summersby, New Britain Avenue and Plainville Avenue, I think. So it's that road that goes in between. I should know this, but I forgot. Krell Farm? No, it's not that. Anyway, it was her dream. She bought it. Go visit her. Jen Villa. I love her. I love her kids. I love her. I love her mom. I love her stepdad. I love everything. I love her farm. I'm putting in a little bit more depth here, okay, which means you just want some lights and you want some darks. So really light lights and really dark darks. And that is how you put depth, okay? See? And I think maybe I'll have a snow day, but you know, Hartford calls it last because we're a city. But you know, when I worked in Waterbury, they called it first, and there's a city. But I don't know if you knew this. Waterbury has a ton of hills. That's why they call it Bunker Hill, I think. 10 minutes, isn't that a ton of time? I'm just gonna go in and try to make this look perfect. We're gonna leave it for Rich, unless, you know, I was gonna leave them the original painting, which is right here, you just can't see it. That might be too heavy for the wall. So we might have to hang this one. And then when we switch it, Rich gets the next one. I don't know, that thing's heavy. And I'm just gonna go in, you're gonna see I'm just adding some depth, which means a little bit darker, probably a little bit darker towards the leaves. You know, why am I adding purple with the blue? Well, sometimes they do turn different colors like this. And every now and then there's a blue one that pops up on this one. You know, it just kind of swoops on through, see? Swoops on, okay? Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go over and just make sure my lines are nice and clean so you can see everything really nicely. Okay, I forgot to make a shadow. So I'm gonna do the shadow last. And I told you I was gonna add acrylic paint, so let's do it. You know, I need to go to Russell Speeders. Oopsie, I made a mistake, but Rich won't care. And plus, it looks kind of nice drawing into the paint with the pencil. It's fun. And then I forgot I have to make these stems. The stems of the hydrangeas will be going through here because this is a clear jar. We'll do another one. See? And the other one, the stems are hidden because you can't see them. Now, when I sign it, I'm going to sign it here. Now, everybody says I can't even read that, Dawn. I'm like, I know. 2023, okay? I just do a, you know, I do a signature, you know, when I'm doing a painting, it's a little bit different of a signature, but I always have the same, okay? And then what I'm gonna do, I don't think I'm gonna add the acrylic paint. I was gonna add this, but I think by the time Rich comes back out, it's gonna be 5 minutes and then we won't have time and then I'll probably wreck it. So let me just let it dry for a little bit. Well, I could do a little, now I think I'm gonna, I don't know what to do yet. Let's see, but again, you know, when you look at the little leaf here, it's just like a little shamrock. Let me do a little shamrock so I can show you. Now, a little shamrock for St. Patrick's Day would be this. Now watch, you do hearts. Now the shamrock is 3 hearts. A 4-leaf clover is 4 hearts, so I'll show you. First, I'm gonna do 1 heart like that, see it? And then I'm gonna spin my paper around, okay? And I'm gonna do another heart. Phil, if you're watching, call the thing, Nutmeg TV. Let me think of the phone number. It's right in the parking lot, right in front of me. I'm trying to think of it. 3405, no, hold on. And it's 9 Eastview Drive, Farmington. So the old wooden tap, which is now, hold on, what's it called? Raging Bull, no, hold on. In Spanish, Taco Furo, no. Hold on, I gotta think of it. Anyway, it replaced wooden tap. It's Mexican, I believe. Here we go. Yeah, it's right there on the corner. What's it called, Rich? I can't even remember. Toro Loco, that's it. Okay, hold on, I'm doing this. Putting in these little hearts, okay? So if I make it strategically perfect, everything lines up nice, then I'm gonna have a beautiful shamrock. Now, if I do 4 of them, it's gonna be a 4-leaf clover, okay? So I think I'm gonna do the 4-leaf clover just because we've got time, okay? And watercolors are always wonderful. Everybody loves them. And you know, if you're ever visiting, like say you have someone older, like maybe your mom or grandmother's in the nursing home, or not even that, maybe they're living alone and you just have nothing to do with the grandparent. And you know, you don't want to be plugged into the darn phone. And even though old people are totally into it, they love the phone. Who wouldn't? If I was 95 years old and I could have known they'd have a phone where I could watch TV on and TikToks and this and that and the other and play Sudoku and do everything, play bridge. I mean, old people must think it's crazy. Imagine being born in 1920 with like a black and white TV, and now you've got a phone. Now I'm going to put a stem on it, and I think we have 1 minute. That's it. Adorable. So that's it. We have no time left, I don't think, right? Oh, we do. Perfect. I don't see the thing. So anyways, that is our little shamrock. See, we've got 5 minutes left. This is our little shamrock. And see, it's fun. It's very much like the hydrangea, see? So remember, the shamrock is the 4 little hearts. No, I'm sorry, the shamrock would be 3. But see how cute it is? And we have 5 minutes, so you can make little things like this. Now see, watch this. Say I have a little card on the side like this, and I want to do a little shamrock. Now watch, it's going to be so cute. I want to drop off a little bottle of wine at my friend Christina's up at the Hillstead. And I want to write her something really nice, because I don't know if she's Irish. I think she's Polish. But say I wanted to drop her off something really nice and just say, Happy St. Patrick's Day, you know, love from the Lombardis. Now watch. You know, I could just make a little card like this. It's adorable. And then when I go, I'm going to let you focus in on this. And I mean, that's it. Once it dries, this is a beautiful homemade card. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And we'll have 1 minute left. So go to the Dollar Tree when you're out running about. You don't need to go to Dick Blick. You don't need to go to Walmart. You can. That's pretty cheap too. But if you want the experience, go to Dick Blick. It's a blast. And if you don't care, Joann's Fabrics, I mean, they have beautiful things. And every now and then, just look for the sale items and just huck a few things into the bin. Happy St. Patrick's Day. And then, as you know, you can have a little bit of a bin that you can keep on the side, and you can keep adding little things to your little art supplies. You can get a little corner in your house, or get a little TV tray. See? And I just wrote a little note. I'm going to put it right here so you can see it. It says, Happy St. Patrick's Day. It's adorable. Adorable. And then you could drop that off at someone's house with a little bottle of wine or a little note, what are those things called? Oh, I forgot what they make. Soda bread. Yeah, I don't really like a lot of Irish food. You know, they always say Italians can cook. I don't know if they ever say like, oh, those Irish people, they know how to cook. I've never heard that in my life. Sorry, Irish people. And you know, you can't assume everybody drinks, because remember Joanne from Ireland and my dad, they don't drink. So it's very funny when you have to stereotype. I heard someone on the radio on that 96.5 lady, Christine. She's hilarious. But you know, someone said, oh, the Italian temper came out. And I'm like thinking, oh God, I don't think you can say that anymore. But you can say it around me because I'm fine with it. So thanks for tuning in. I'm so glad that you tuned into the Crack of Dawn. I'll see you at Big Y, Phil. Make sure you flag me down. And next time when you hear me, I'm just gonna hit the panic button, you know, because I was looking for that car for way too long. Have a great St. Patrick's Day, and I hope I see you before Easter. Bye-bye. Welcome to the Crack of Dawn. Coming on again. Wait, let me think. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It'll be about March 31st when we're filming again. So just in time for Easter. Okay, we'll see you soon. We love it.
The Saybrook Fish House in Canton has been serving fresh seafood, chicken, and steak entrees for 34 years, offering 3 cozy dining room settings, a newly renovated pub with craft beer, wine by the glass, specialty cocktails, and a lighter fare menu. Open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week. Reservations accepted for parties of 2 to 42, and gift certificates are also available. The Saybrook Fish House, nestled at the crossroads of Route 44, 202, and 179 in Canton.